beautiful. It was a nighttime lullaby. And now the question is, how did he make this? Actually, it was really easy. You just make a sequencer from left to right, and this is the time of day control. So that object there will change the time of day. So watch the sun.
Okay, Alex, we've seen a lot about LittleBigPlanet 2, really great stuff. And how do you come up with these ideas? Where do these ideas come from?
Well, it's not me really. I think I have to blame the designers, Mark, Dave, and the other guys, because they actually very inspired by the community. And in the end, we hired, I think, 4 guys now from the community, because really on the first game, I think we held back a little bit. It was our first game. We weren't sure if people would go crazy with this stuff, they would make good games. And then when we saw what they did, we hired them. Like, we hired a bunch of people, and they really have a great imagination. And then when you combine that with the story that some other guys have been working on, like Johnny, it has a very nice sense of humor. Like, it just really brings you into the game. And yeah, I don't know where I worry about them sometimes, but there's a great section where you have to fire cake in order to make it through the level, and I don't know where that idea came from, but yeah.
Okay. How about actually the single player, or I must say multi or cooperative player?
Yeah.
You can play with 2 players or more? Or?
Any number up to 4. Some of the levels actually have special sections, so if you see a sticker it says ×2, you need 2 people, but we try and make it so that most of the game is playable with 1, 2, 3 or 4, and you can just drop in. And some of the mini games that you get on the story campaign mode are like competitive.
Okay.
So basically we have like the basketball game you saw, but there's also top-down racing games. So there's a great one with a level select screen. You go in and you choose a map, and then you, like, the 4 of you or 3 or 2 can then race around the track in a sort of micro machines or something like that. You know, it's a really fun kind of gameplay, and competitive mode will change things. Making a deathmatch arena, for example, is one of the easiest kinds of levels, because you just place your levels, you place where you want the spawn points, you place where the weapons are going to be, you design the weapons, so you can actually choose, you can create your own kind of weapons, non-violent ones, just that squirt cake, or if you want, like us, or if you want to be a bit more violent, you could have, you know, a bomb coming out of the Sackboy. And so making a deathmatch level takes maybe 20 minutes maximum. Really easy.
Okay, so it's really content, creating content and share.
And share,
okay.
Yeah. One of the biggest questions the community asked us when we made the first game was, okay, I made a great level all weekend, I slaved away on my PS3, how do I show off? How do I show it to people? How do they get to play it? And so what we've made is lbp.me, which is a website, and if you go to lbp.me/ and then your username, like PSN name, you have a web page showing everything you've published, what you've been doing, what levels you've played, what high scores you have, and even better, all of the levels that you publish, they get a level link as well. So if you can put that on Twitter, on Facebook, on email, anywhere you want, on your blog, you send the link, and you don't have to have a PSN account to go on this website. So literally your mum or your dad or your sister or your cat can go on the website and see the level, see photos, and get excited about it. And if you get enough people going to your level, then maybe it will become really popular and you'll become one of the star creators in the game. So,
okay. So there's a lot of really development and enhancement in it. Also, the level creation, or it's not anymore difficult to create that. I mean, how did you manage that? Because
I think the trick this time was we weren't allowed to cheat. So the first time we had to cheat because we didn't build it. It's like the chicken and the egg, you know that expression? So it's like the game didn't exist and the tools didn't exist. So we had to build them at the same time, cheating along the way. This time we said to the designers, no cheating. So all of our levels are made just with a PS3. There is nothing else. So we use exactly the same tools. Even the sound guys, they can add samples, but they actually place the sound effects in the levels the same way that the community do, and they wire them up, which means that we have to use our stuff. If we make a bad tool, we know about it in a day, because the designers come running over and they're like, this sucks, I hate this particular problem. And so it really helped us to improve all of the parts of LittleBigPlanet 1 that we didn't like, because we had to use it all day, every day, professionally, and in the end it drove them crazy unless we fixed it. So it's got much better.
Okay, so with this actually creativity, is there still place for DLC? Will there be DLC coming?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think one of the first DLC items we're planning is some move support. So on the disc there will be some move levels for you to play, but what we really want to do is give the move to creators and basically say, do whatever you like. Control anything part of the level, or maybe you could control sackbots, I don't know. But we haven't finished the create part, and because of the no cheating rule, we're not allowed to release that until we're not cheating. So eventually DLC will have a great place. Another cool thing is all of the DLC from the first game and all of the user-generated content is available on day one, even if you don't own the first game. So if you've invested in 50 costumes, you can take them into LBP2, and because of the new graphics engine, they look cooler, and you can augment them with new LBP2 stuff. So we really didn't want to split the community too much. Like, if you've made something cool in LBP1, you know that everyone in LBP2 will be playing it also. So that's good.
Okay. Thank you very much for this really cool demo.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.